Hey guys, Kev here, and I have an unboxing to do for you. So, I'm a little bit tired. The kid's wearing me out these days, walking her every night to get her down to sleep. And my legs are tired tonight. Usually 2 days, no problem. Third day, my legs start to hurt because I'm walking for an hour, you know? I know, I'm a bitch. Anyway, this package comes by way of a dude I met on Facebook. So there's some Facebook groups out there for the fidgety stuff. Shout out to the Fidget Daily Marketplace, EDC Long, L-O-O-N-G. Then there's a few for retailers. There's a Mackie group, Mackie EDC group. CN Fidget is another group. A++ Fidget, I think, is another one. There's a lot, right? Magnus Sliders is one. And I just said I wanted a certain thing. This, but in zirconium. This is steel. And somebody granted my wish. So I think this is going to be a full review and an unboxing because unlike a knife, I think I can get a good gauge on these things pretty quickly. And I've actually had this for like a week. So full review time, baby. We'll see. I'll learn how to, we'll see how my process evolves with the fidget stuff. But there's going to be more because I got a lot of it coming. So there we go. Shout out to you, bro. You know who you are. I don't want to say anybody's name here just because, And I tried to lower the camera this time because I feel like I have the camera up too high because I'm used to having knives, but these things are a lot smaller, right? You might want to see it up a little closer. Now, this is the ATS version. I did learn that that's the All Things Spinning sort of collab version with Mackie. Mackie Studios is the one who designed and made this, but they made sort of a different pattern and stuff on this one, and it's a collaboration. They did 150 pieces. This is 138 of 150. It's like blackened steel, so you'll see if I take a magnet, zip. And I really am a bougie bastard, and I like zirconium. So I posted in the group asking for a zirconium piece if anybody had one, and he hit me up and said he had an extra one that hadn't even been open. And I'm pretty sure he gave me a pretty good deal. I think it was like $210 shipped or something. And now this is zirconium and steel on the inside. This is steel all around. This one I got for $90 secondary. Again, this is steel. And I think these go for around 110, 120 bucks new, something like that. So this must be at least double that, right? So I think I got a pretty good deal. So usually what you're going to get under here is going to be the Mackie little thingamabob Jimmy that has stickers in it. See that? See what we got. We got a Amigo design sticker, so he must have designed it. A Mackie sticker. Shout out to Mackie Lynn. He's the guy behind Mackie EDC. It looks like you get a couple of alcohol wipes, which is pretty cool. And then you get these, which is our Teflon tape. I actually bought some off a guy, so I have a few more over there. And they fit these perfectly. And basically what you do is you take this off and you lay a piece. See how it has a little hole there for the post? So you just lay it over top, rub it down, and then it, I think, smooths out the action a little bit. And I think it's also supposed to make it quieter because it's pretty loud. I took the tape off of this one. It was wearing out. I just wanted to see what it was like without it. And I love it without it. Now, zirconium might act differently, right? So maybe the tape's more important. One thing I want to note about the sounds and acoustics while I do these videos, I've been sending videos and posting videos about fidgets now for a week or so, and the acoustics just don't come across. So if I say something sounds just utterly badass, it sounds badass, but maybe it doesn't come across, right? And that's the microphone probably on my end because I use a, iPhone 13 microphone or whatever. Anyway, we have that stuff under there. We'll see if we need the tape. And then under here, we have nothing. thought there was like a COA or something. It says QC pass. So you get this cool case. Actually, I need to open it. Shout out to Backpack B. He gave me this Mojave Outdoors Kaiser Original. He had 3, and he's finally got me to come around on it. I do really like this one, so you did your job, bro. I've heard you can remove these stickers and like reuse them or something. Luckily, I didn't cut right. Oh, okay. But we'll see. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So excited. Okay. This is what I've been looking for, guys. Let's get this out of here. You guys are going to be like, what? It looks the same, bro. Whoa, they repel each other. Look at that. Watch this side, though. They magnetized there. So on the sides. So does that mean that they just used different magnets on this one? It's so weird. Because I thought flipping it over they would... Oh, yeah. And then this side. That's pretty cool. Anyway, let me put this one away for a second. We'll look at this guy. So here it is. This is the Hate Dust project. It's a collaboration just like that one. So this is not like just a Mackie one. I'm guessing there was, I don't know, 300 of these, or I believe it starts at 50 is the lowest run you can do. And then there's like 100, 150, right? This one has like a pig on the back, which is pretty cool. I don't know what Hate Dust is, so I can't really speak to it. But the cool thing about this is, look, it's Zirc, and then it has a stainless steel center. And if you look at my CP2, which is the larger version, I have the Zirc with the stainless insert. So a little bit different finish on the Zirc, but they kind of matchy-match, right? So that's pretty cool. Here's a size comparison for you. There's the CP2 or Capsule 2. This is the CP3, right? Here's the Kaiser Original. We'll do it like this, maybe. Kaiser Original. So, you know, it's a pretty small knife, honestly. If you look at it in my hand, just gets a full grip. Think Ray Laconico, like 3-inch blade, right? So I don't know if that helps anybody. But then I also have, just real quick, I'll show you just a couple that I have that maybe will help here. This is a Magnus slider, the Crab, and then we'll do the LeftyEDC EDC Emo's Milk. This is also in zirconium. So this is a polished zirconium, and this is more of a blasted zirconium. And I honestly like both. So I have a few other Zirc pieces coming. I'm a maniac. But I thought it was cool that they kind of match. Now, this is not a Hate Dust project collab. They did one, I think. But it just was different materials, I guess. And this one I love because it sounds like a shotgun racking when those magnets click down, right? And this one's different. It has a rail on this side, just a rail with a little ceramic ball underneath, and then the magnets on this side. So this side slides, and this side magnetizes. On this, let's see if we can open it. You get magnets on both sides, and they just have a little post right there. And that's what keeps them in place. And then you slide out. And I wonder if people... Oh, that sounds different. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's a little more... It's a deeper sound on this one. This is a little louder and a little high pitched. Now, I don't understand why you need the Teflon tape. This is perfect. I love it. Now, maybe it's a wear thing. You don't want to wear out your Zirc or whatever. I don't know. But I could care less. That's probably what it is. It probably protects your material, right? And then you just don't worry about the steel. Well, it's on both sides because you're putting it here. So, yeah, I guess it would protect. Okay, so let us get into the review, so to speak. So I don't know how to categorize things. Like in my knife reviews, I do, you know, aesthetics, ergos, action, cutting, carry, sounds, and action, right? I think I said action twice. In this, I don't know how to do it, right? Definitely you're going to have fidget factor as a key thing. They're all fidgets, but, you know, it's still, some things are going to have more fidget factor than others, right? I think sounds is important, so acoustics. I think aesthetics are super important. I think carry is very important for this stuff, depending on how you carry. But for now, I've been carrying in my pocket. And if I have a fifth pocket, it's been clutch for these things. And they just disappear, right? So carry would include weight and size and all that stuff, how it carries in the pocket. So I think that is important. Price, I think, is an important factor as well on these things. So we'll kind of make our way along here. So I just want you guys to know this is the first full review of a fidget item. So, like, bear with me, okay? So aesthetically, this thing is just sexy. So it's called the Capsule. It's made by Mackie Studios. Mackie Lynn is the guy behind it. Seems to be a fantastic dude. I hear nothing but good things. And just a really, really cool piece. And everybody seems to want to collaborate with him, right? So this one's going to have the zirconium and then the steel center. And then you got this pig look and the hate dust on this side. This one's going to be darkened steel, and it's going to have the ATS thing, and it's going to have this sort of thing on the back. I think it's a spinner. All Things Spinning makes sense, right? I believe Dean Cho is the guy behind that company. And I'm going to just kind of go to this one now, but I did want to show them both as I'm talking about aesthetics. I think both are really nice looking. I 100% prefer the Zirc. I like the cleaner look. I feel like I get a little bit more grip on this material as well. So feel, I think, is going to be an important aspect of reviews as well. I'm just getting a little bit more grip on here. This is more of a polished finish, if that makes sense. You see how it's kind of shiny like that. This is more of a matte finish, blasted, so you catch a little bit better. But overall, the aesthetic of the Capsule 3 or CP3, fantastic. And it does look like a capsule, right? If you imagine sort of a stretched out, elongated pill or something, it does have that look. And then it's relatively thin, and it carries really well. So aesthetics are fantastic on this guy. Sounds, again, so far, I think it'd be a tie maybe between the CP3 and the CP2 on the sounds and what I like better. I think the CP3 takes it, and I think that's mainly because the CP2 only has that one kind of click, and then it slides, right? If they had done the CP2 like the CP3, where they took the two sides of magnets instead of this rail design, which I'm hoping in the future they do that. They do a run or something where they do all magnets, because if you had this sort of click down on both sides, this thing would be insane, right? As is, it is insane. But because of that, I think I like this one a little better, the CP3, because I get a little more clicking and clacking, so to speak. That's why I'm a magnet guy, because I like the clacks. So in terms of sounds, this thing is astoundingly good. It's probably my favorite piece to date. Now, they're all different, right? Like the coins do the pop, like a bubble wrap pop. Love it, right? You can do multiple pops, one pop here, forward and backward pops. It's awesome. You have the ones like the slide. I'll just show you what I'm talking about. Sorry. You have this is the coin. You can really get into the sound. Do a single pop, multiple pops. You can do like a front and back pop kind of thing. So really addictive sort of sound. Then you have like the sliders where they go up and then they pop down. You can go very satisfying, right? And you can do that with any of the sliders. Like here's a 3D printed one. Shout out to 3DC printing. Right, and that Previous one was Magnus Slider. Shout out to you. But I do think that this gives me personally the most satisfaction so far, right? Okay, so we've covered aesthetics and sounds so far. Feel, dude, it's insane how good this feels. And this all goes into, I guess, action and sounds and everything, right? But the feel of this is just insanity. And especially this Zirc one. Now, I do like the steel one, but I find myself slipping a little more. I don't know if you noticed, like this one, I kind of struggle. Like, it's not a struggle. I mean, come on, right? Relative here, but I'll mess up a little bit. Where this one, as I drop it, I just feel like I have so much control because I'm locked into that that blasted grip on the Zirc. I'm just locked in. This one, I haven't had it one time where it's kind of popped up on me or flopped off. Like, that happens to me every so often on this. I'll kind of do this and it'll come apart or whatever, right? That one was exaggerated, but I'll come down like on an angle maybe and it kind of comes off like that. This one, I feel like I'm just banging. Now, it could be, you guys tell me in the comments, and this is why it's important that the people out there that are into fidgets, you know, check these videos out because I want to learn, right? Like, I'm not here to make a video and be a know-it-all and tell you this is what, right? I'm here because I'm loving this hobby, right? I'm really getting into it, and I want to learn more. So I want your guys' knowledge. Like, hit me with the knowledge in the comments, right? One, it's appreciated just from a YouTube standpoint. It feeds the algorithm, but two, I want to learn, right? So you guys tell me, like, do the materials change the sound? I assume so. That's why this one sounds a little bit deeper than that steel one, right? The grip on here, you know, like, have you guys had one? There, I finally got it apart on accident. Do you guys have one that you've gotten brand new and one you've gotten used? And is it just because it's new that it's not, like, easy to fall apart? You know what I mean? I could see that over time, maybe these stems wear a little bit and then it's easier for it to kind of pop off. Or have you seen that the finish on the scales, what are they called? Plates. The finish on the plates helps keep them in line, or the material itself keeps it in line. I don't know. I'm just curious, right? My assumption would be that the steel would stick better, right? Because this is zirconium. It's not magnetic, right? Where steel is magnetic on top of having the magnets. So you would think you get a better, you know, stick with that, but who knows? Anyway, that is the, what did I say? The feel. So yeah, the zirconium feels fantastic. I've seen ones not in the CP3, but in the CP2 where it's like a dark Zirc and a brass plate. Those look so good. I don't know if the CP2 ever came in a black Zirc like that coin I showed you. That's my preference for zirconium, not like gray like this. But I'll tell you what, it's growing on me really fast. And it's kind of cool that I kind of have like matching ones, right? So I'm really excited about that. All right. And then in terms of the feel on the action side of things, man, this product is just insane. So let's just roll into action, right? You use your thumb and you just slide up and it pulls the three apart, right? You have 3 plates, 1, 2, 3. Center plate has magnets like that on both sides, and then a rail, and then the plates have a little notch in them, and that's what keeps them in place. And that way they can go all the way out. Oh, Jesus. They can go all the way out to like here, right, before they catch. And what you do is you slide it up until it catches, and then you can kind of drop it into your ring finger. In my case, I have a large glove-sized hand. It might make a difference. And then you kind of slam it down. So you go up, down, right? And if you want, you can do whatever you want. You can go up 1, right? You can go up 2, right? You can try to play a game where you get 1 this way and 1 that way or something, right? And then jam it. You can do whatever you want. For me, personally, I'm just going full bore jam sesh, right? This is me right here. I'm walking down the street with the stroller just going like this, like a maniac, right? Anybody I walk past is like, what the hell? today at lunch, I went to lunch. Shout out to Chris. He's a knife buddy. We went to lunch together, and I'm doing this with the steel one at the table, and this lady at a table next to us is like looking over at me like, what the hell? I'm like, oh, sorry, because it's so loud. Yeah, it's just amazing. The ergonomics, so to speak, of how this functions, how it grips in your hand, like all of that stuff is so good. Now, again, large glove size hand. For you, it may be different, right? This may be too small because you have giant hands, right? I am finding that smaller fidgets are not really an issue. No matter the hand size, or I guess size of the, relatively, you get what I'm saying. I don't think it matters if it's small. It's just a matter of how you manipulate. It almost seems like larger can be worse sometimes. Now, this isn't too large. This one, I can do ring finger like that. I can drop down to the pinky and get it. But I do, if you're noticing, I'm using a little more dexterity. I'm having to use like my whole hand a little bit more to manipulate, where this one, I feel like it's all in a more centralized area that I'm exercising, so to speak. So, I don't know. Anyway, the action's phenomenal. The magnets are good. They really make great sounds. It's my favorite fidget right now. And part of that is I'm learning how the ones without tracks work, like the Magnus sliders, the 3D ones. I am not one of those people that's very dexterous. Dexterous? Is that a freaking word? I don't know. I'm not good with my hands. I can't like flip coins along my fingers, and like I can't flip knives around and stuff, twirl stuff. So like something with a track like this just makes more sense for me, if that makes sense. Where having something I gotta push it's free floating and then try to flip it around, and like, so that I'm slowly learning that. I really like those and enjoy those. But as of right now, these are just a little safer for me, and for that reason, I feel like they're also a little bit more mindless. So I can be on a phone call, I can be walking, I can be watching something, conversating, and just banging away on my CP3, right? And it's sort of mindless fidgeting, where the sliders, I'm using a little more brain power. Lastly, this kind of goes back to sounds. It's loud, right? So be cautious of that when you buy this, because like me, you're gonna want to do this all day. And I annoy the shit out of people. And I'm one of those people who kind of doesn't care. Like, I'll do it a few times when I'm hanging out with my parents or wherever, and, I might wait for somebody to tell me to shut up or something. But, like I was doing it at the restaurant today. This one's really hard to be quiet with. Like, yeah, you can do this and squeeze down, but, trying to close it slow, it's just not, to me, that's not I'm not getting the fidget out of it. At that point, I'd rather switch to a different item, like a spinner, and use that. So I just want to point that category out. And then price, I think these are priced reasonably. I saw these you can get brand new on the MackieEDC.com website right now, and I think they're like $110 in steel. There's two versions. There's a darkened steel and a plain steel. In my opinion, the pattern they have on those is better than this. I like the sort of standard, just sort of has little dimples all up and down here. It doesn't have this on the back. And then it is a really clean front. If you go look at it on their website, you'll see what I mean. Really prefer that over this. I'm not a big fan of this, overall design pattern that they did on this. But that's me personally, right? But yeah, they have a darker one, and then they have a sort of just stainless looking one. They're both stainless steel, and they're like $110, $120, something like that. I know that's a lot of money for a fidget toy, but once you get into it, I think you tend to understand there's a lot of craftsmanship that goes into this. These are made one by one. This is number 138 of 150. Like, there's only 150 of these in the world. That it's if you come from the knife world, if you're watching, if you watch my other videos about knives, and I hope that some of you will watch both, right? And kind of dive into this with me, because I'm sort of going on a journey here. I am way down the rabbit hole, guys. You don't, just stay tuned, all right? I have so much stuff coming, all different kinds of fidgets, and that's what's really cool about it. they're so different. There's such a wide variety where I feel like with knives, I was just getting to the point where it's just another folding knife. Like, you know, it's either a budget knife or a premium knife. And then maybe it has a different blade shape or something. But, like, I've seen it all, sort of, you know. And I hate saying that because I'm also a co-owner of a knife company. And I have designs in the works. And so I'm definitely into knives. I'm just saying, personally, I think I was getting a little bit... It was getting a little stale. So this is really invigorating me. And it's actually making my experience with knives better, too, because I'm sort of eliminating fidget factor a little bit. Like, there's some knives that they don't have to have the greatest fidget factor because I have something else in my pocket I can work with. You know what I mean? And that's not what knives are necessarily built to do. So I was always evaluating them sort of incorrectly. Like, it's all my opinion and experience, so it's fair. But I was always looking at fidget factor as, like, the top thing. And I still do, but anyway. So the price point, I think, is good. I mean, for what you get, this product for 120 bucks or whatever, I got this one for 90 on the secondary, so you can get them used and in great condition. This thing is fantastic. Well worth it, right? Then you roll into the sort of higher end materials of them: titanium, zirconium, mokume, zircutai. They do all types of cool shit. That's what I love about this is, you know, with a knife, if I want zircutai or zirconium on it, I'm paying a goddamn fortune to get that. And then I have to get some custom knife with, like, baller materials, like, or a production knife. Like, for example, I have a pre-order of the Matt Christensen Maverick, and I got one with all zircutai hardware clip, right? It was like, I don't know how much it was, 450 bucks or something like that. You know what I mean? So relative to that, this right here in zirconium, probably like 250 tops, I would think. I think that's worth it. I mean, if you're into these materials, I think it's worth it. And I'll tell you what again, I'll tell you right now, I would spend that money 100% again to get the zirconium. I absolutely am in love. There's something about that deep magnetic clack that you get with the Zirc, and it's the same on the CP2. Just amazing. And the stainless steel is utterly fantastic. So you can't go wrong is what I'm saying. So that, guys, is my full review on the Mackie Studios CP3 capsule fidget slider. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please let me know down in the comments what you think. You know, I'm going to kind of do what I want to do anyway, but I'd like to get your opinion on the fidget toy review process, what you'd like to see, what categories you'd like to see. You know, is it like knives where, like, with knives, I feel like I have to carry it at least a week to do a review, right? I might never use the blade, but I got to carry it a week, right? Is that the same thing with these fidget toys? Like, if I get a really good gauge for it in one day, can I just do a video? I don't know. But I don't know, like, this, if you watch my unboxing, I was excited by the end, right? But not as excited as I am right now. That's another thing with fidget toys that I'm loving is, like, I first experienced them and I'm kind of like, you know, and then, you know, 20 minutes in, I am in love. Like, they grow on me fast and really well. Where I think sometimes with knives, it's like the opposite. I'm like, ooh, nice knife. And I'm like, you know, just another one, bored. Sell it, right? These are just growing on me more and more. So that's, I think, partly just excitement for a new hobby and stuff. But I'm going to shut up now. I'm almost at 30 minutes. I apologize for that, guys. If you wanted long-form fidget content, you're going to get it here, all right? So subscribe to the channel if you're not. I would much appreciate that. You can hit the like button. You can hit the notification bell. Leave a comment. All these things help me out. And just you guys watching is super, super humbling and awesome. I just love it. And I love pumping out the content. So I love you guys. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day. This is a fantastic product. And I will catch you later.